Getting up close and intimate. Totally not taboo with Tracy. Celebrating sexual positivity both in and outside the bedroom.
Good morning, learner lovers, and welcome to another episode of Totally Not Taboo with Tracy. This is where we talk about everything that is taboo around sex and sexuality. Today with us, we are speaking to Aylene from Lila Rasa, Crystal Yoni Wands. Now, Aylene is the creator of these beautiful crystal Yoni Wands, and we're speaking to her from Australia, from Melbourne, Australia. It is 7 p.m., around 7 p.m. for you, Aylene, and for us it is around 11 a.m. So thank you so much for joining us at the end of your working day. I'm sure you're quite tired at this stage of the game, but I'm sure that you will still be able to share your creativity and your wisdom with us at the moment. So welcome. And I would like to hand it over to you to introduce yourself to our audience and tell us more about the crystal wands. What are they used for? And also if you can mention, why are they taboo? What is, obviously the show is all about sex and sexuality that's taboo. So go for it. Tell us where you come from and how you created this beautiful wand.
Okay. Thank you for having me. So beautiful being here, getting to share this. I think let's start with, why is it taboo? I think anything when we discuss femininity and the suppression of femininity, that's taboo. Like anything to do with women and sex or sensuality or intimacy, we tend to put a cap on it instead of being open about it. Even in circles of women, I find that I'm a circle facilitator as well. So circle facilitator. And women struggle to speak about sex. They struggle to speak about intimacy. They struggle to talk about the different tools or toys that they use. And I think that that's why it's taboo. And that's why I want to help women find their power in speaking about sex, speaking about sensuality, speaking about what they're into, what they like, just opening the discussion, opening the communication in a really beautiful way and in a very safe space, a safe container. Because I find that when we feel safe, there's this beautiful capacity to share and give of yourself. So I think that's a good place to start. My background, I am busy doing intimacy coach training, and I started this business because of my own personal experience. And but let's go back to my background quick. So through training to be an intimacy coach, and I actually just applied for my master's in sexology. So I'm on my path. This is definitely what I want to do. I love to know about things. So I'm also I've also done room yoga teacher training, because I really like to know what I'm talking about, and I like to share with women, and I like to create that safe container, that safe space. And why I started this business was because of grief and a disconnect I felt to my body, and a disconnect I felt to everyone around me. I couldn't drop back in, and I didn't know how to. So I was looking for a tool, and I found these beautiful crystal ones. And I found that there's nothing better than having something physical to use to help you move through things. And that's what helped me drop back into my body. So in order to tell you more about that, let me just tell you a little bit about why crystals.
So before we go into why crystals, What I love about what you said is using a circle. So you're a circle facilitator. So how I understand that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is it's a circle of women, and you just facilitate conversation in a safe space for women to share. Yes.
So conversation, it's more we facilitate you to be allowed to be seen.
Right.
So we hold for you to be seen, for you to be witnessed. And the conversation comes in after. Because I think it's because as women, what we tend to do is we try to rescue each other, and we're programmed to continuously rescue each other when we speak. Something is wrong, here's how you fix it. Instead of letting the person say, this is how I'm feeling, this is what's wrong. You don't need to fix anything. I just need to be witnessed. So, yeah.
Right. I get that. And I remember doing a workshop a couple of years ago, a women's circle group, which was very powerful, exactly like that. The other thing is that what I wanted to touch on was, I love the fact that you are doing your master's in sexology. It's just amazing that women are just growing so much in their education around sexual health, because we do need advocates to be able to educate other women and to encourage women to have a voice, and for women to have information, because information is such power. And you said you were doing your intimacy coaching. Is that with Anne-Marie?
Yes, that is.
Oh, don't we love Anne-Marie? So Anne-Marie runs a coaching school, in Intimacy Coaching International, and she's highly, highly skilled. And that's where I was trained as well, qualified. So that's awesome to hear that. So tell us more about firstly, what a Yoni is, because I know that every time we do talk on this Totally Not Taboo, somebody will mention a Yoni, and I'd just like to clarify for our listeners what exactly a Yoni is.
100%. So Yoni directly translates to womb or womb space. So when we refer to Yoni, we're referring to your female sexual organs. So it's not a term for one thing, but rather rounded. It's a very rounded, energetic word. And I think it's really beautiful because it's very inclusive, because it's just inclusive. So when I refer to Yoni, I'm referring to your whole space, your vagina, your womb, everything all in one.
Thank you. So let's talk about the crystals.
Yeah. Oh, I love crystals. I think ever since I was little, I knew I was going to work with crystals. I've been thinking a lot about little hints that I left myself as a kid, and it's actually so beautiful how it's amounted to this moment right now. And I've just had such a beautiful relationship with them. So this business is a dream of mine. So crystals emit frequencies, because they emit frequency, and we are at our core all vibrating energy, and every crystal has a unique vibrational resonance and a unique quality due to their mineral content, the sacred geometry they're made up of, their color frequency that they emit. So because we're energy, and because they're energy, but their energy in the sense that they are pure and they've got a high vibration. If you think of us as beings, our energy is constantly fluctuating and moving and changing. But a crystal stays almost like solid. A crystal stays solid in the energy that it gives out. And when we work with crystals, so let's say you're working with one that works with love, so you're working with rose quartz. When you work with it, it gets activated, and your energy starts to interact with its energy. It's the same as if you were standing next to a person and then you start almost feeling what they're feeling, or it's almost infectious. It's the same with a crystal, but the crystal is more constant in the energy that it puts out. So if you're working with one that has this pre-programmed nature of love, like rose quartz, your energy is naturally going to want to match the frequency of that crystal. So it almost like helps you match that resonance and work with it. And because crystals are the perfect geometric physical manifestation of light. So you're literally working with light in physical form, which is so beautiful. And it really helps create that shift, especially when you've got blocked energy centers. Really helps you just like unblock them and shift the energy to keep it moving, keep it flowing. Yeah.
So something's just come up for me that I have a question about, because I like to wear crystal bracelets. I know we're going off the Yoni ones. But what if I'm wearing quite a few different types of crystal energies? Am I not crossing energies?
No, I wouldn't say you are, because you're always meeting things where you're at.
Okay.
So you can when you're only going to receive as much as you're allowing to receive. So you can't ever overdo it. You can wear a ton of crystals, you might get lightheaded because of the frequencies, but I don't think that they're not competing for anything, because light here to assist you, here to guide you and help you. So yeah.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay, so then let's get on. So now we know the energy that crystals give out. So tell us about this, the Yoni crystal wand. Firstly, what is a wand? You know, some people, is it a vibrator? Is it a dildo? What is it in terms of, what does it do? What's its function?
Okay, so a crystal wand is just basically polished crystal. So I almost liken it to more of a dildo. It's not going to vibrate, it's pure crystal, it's shaped. We have a variety of different shapes and sizes, because it's not a one size fits all situation for women.
Have you got something to show us by any chance?
Not at the moment, but I'll work through many different images of all the different ones. And our Instagram as well, we're continuously showcasing them. I just think they're so beautiful.
Right.
So the wand itself as well, I call it an intimacy tool, because I wouldn't really group it as like, although it can be used for sexual pleasure, I wouldn't group it as a sex toy per se. More of an intimacy tool. It's more of a practice that you're working with you. You're removing the goal-focused nature of reaching an orgasm, and you're more working with your own energy. You're sitting with yourself, how it feels, what comes up for you when you're working with a wand. It's more of like a conscious practice. I would say a slower practice. You're slowing down, because I find like when we play with sex toys, it's all about speeding up. Is it vibrating faster? Am I going to come faster? What's happening? And then when you work with a crystal wand, it's about how do I feel? What's coming up for me? When I place the wand on my G-spot, what emotion comes up? And I think when we learn how to be more conscious about ourselves and within our bodies, when we're with partners, it's a lot easier to be more vulnerable and open and actually explain what's come up and what's going on, and it's less forced. So it almost helps give yourself the permission to go slower and just really like sit in your energy and just feel. Yeah.
I love that. That's really awesome. So it's phallic looking, would you say?
Yeah. 100%. Okay. Yeah, phallic looking, almost like a dildo without the like almost like a very smooth dildo, or like a vibrator, like a long vibrator that's smooth and soft. well, not soft, smooth and polished rather. I say soft because I've been working with these ones for a while now, and you would think that it's hard, but actually I think it can almost be the most gentle lover. That makes sense.
Yes.
The most gentle lover. Yeah.
So I want to just be able to for those who are watching this on YouTube, if I can just maybe just show a picture of one of them. Let's see. That's the rose, right? The crystal rose. So just to give our viewers a chance just to see what it looks like. I mean, that's the rose quartz, right? Yes.
One. Yeah,
yes.
One of my favorites.
Yes. And what are the other stones that I know that, you know, we're going to direct everybody to your Instagram page. What other kinds of stones does it come in? And what are the other type with the shapes? I can also just do a little bit of a shuffle through your page and just show what it looks like.
So I can start with the different types of shapes that we have. So I mentioned earlier, a slim one, we have a thick one, a beaded, and a curved one. So
right.
The beaded or slim, I always say for women that are a little bit skeptical about using a wand, a slim one is a really good place to start. It lets you get comfortable very slowly. And also it's not so intimidating because it's not big. Because our thick one is slightly bigger. And then our curved one is kind of almost in between, but it has more of like that curve. And yeah, so all of them are really, they're long enough to reach your cervix if that's what you're after for practice, like working with your cervix. And the curved one's really beautiful because it curves just right to almost like hit your G-spot. So you can do a lot of G-spot work. And the beaded one is fantastic if you want something with dual play. So on the one side, it's almost like curved and has a bit of a bulb, and then on the other side it's got 3 different bulbs, and that can be used anally. And I say that because you should never use anything without a stop anally.
Yes.
So disclosure. So this one's perfect because it has 3 different bulbs. It's going to stop if you insert it. Yeah.
So I've got a picture of the anal ones.
So those are the butt plugs.
The butt plugs, yeah.
We have our wand, and then we also have butt plugs and Yoni eggs as well. And the funny thing, the butt plugs, because my business was started by me and my mom and my sister, the butt plugs were actually my mom's contribution. She thought it was the best thing she's ever seen in her life. So we thank her for that.
Thanks, Mom. That's awesome. Yeah. So you got the different shapes. What about the different types of crystals?
So we've got so many different types of crystals. I tried not to have too many because I don't think you need that many to work with.
Yes.
And so I've got clear quartz, which is the most beautiful master crystal, and it has this beautiful ability to amplify and store and focus and transform and transmit energy. And it's a really good stone for people who don't know which stone they would like to pick, because it's almost like a blank slate and you can program anything you want into it. So because I often get asked, like, which crystal do I pick? Like, if I pick this, is it only going to help me with this? And again, you always meet it where you're coming from. It's always going to help you from. Although some of them, like rose quartz, a lot of people like to use this to bring love into their life. But self-love and love starts at home, and home is you. So the moment you start working on your love and your appreciation with this stone, then it helps align you to what you want easier.
Right.
So, yeah. And then we've got blue aventurine, which is the stone I'm working with. And it helps you become a little bit more sensitive and tune into your own innate powers. and very much connected to your throat and your third eye chakra. And like it brings upon like just opening this honest communication and speaking your truth. So it's a really potent stone. We have black obsidian, which is very much a stone for protection, and it's connected very much to your base chakra. So it's very grounding, and it helps negative energy. So if anyone is put anything on you, or like, because we're all energetic beings, people tend to think that the thoughts they have about some other person or some other thing, if they're mad, isn't going directed towards them. But without realizing, if we're not aware, we tend to take on things, and all of a sudden you're really upset or really sad, and you've got no clue why, and it's all this energy outside, and there's no consciousness of going, I'm shielding my energy is my own, so black obsidian really helps with that, because it helps you call back the power. And like there's a sense of forgiveness in it as well, like forgiving your past and moving forward. Yeah, and like a surrender. Beautiful. And then we have amethyst, which is my birthstone. And it's actually joking to my sister earlier. I was like, oh, like I know what amethyst is about, but I never connected it to why it's my birthstone. And it helps calm overactive thoughts, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I should be wearing this more often,
Yes. What's that? February? Aquarius.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it just really helps calm your stress, anxiety. If you struggle to sleep, like with the Yoni ones or even the Yoni eggs, like sometimes I don't even use them, but I'll put it under my pillow and I'll sleep with it and have the best dreams. I feel so protected and guided, and you don't need to be using it inside of you. You can just have it close. And it actually brought up something for me with like the Yoni eggs. Like women are quite intimidated to use them.
Yes.
Put them in, carry them around with you until it's so familiar to you that you're comfortable. Because when we become familiar, we become comfortable. So put them in your purse, or like I don't know, like I was so scared to read tarot, and I carried my tarot cards around for almost half a year. I didn't read for anyone. I just carried them around until I was comfortable. And I gave myself that patience and that time. And I think with these products, that's also important. If you are feeling hesitant, just sit with it for a while. Just see what comes up for you. I guarantee you it's probably got some influence from the crystal, whatever's coming up as well, Yeah.
Let's, sorry, are we finished with the Yoni ones?
3 more stones.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
I've got the green aventurine as well. So this one's great for manifesting abundance. So I don't mean just material abundance, but like love, abundance of happiness, abundance of patience, whatever abundance you're after, really helps ground it and bring it in. And it helps you work on your self-worth. Then we have green jade, and this is the classic one that's used in most Yoni eggs, but you can use other crystals as well. This is just the most famous one that they started with in China like 2,000 years ago. And it helps shift blockages and just provides almost like a cleansing to your body, and helps that like again. And then the last one that we have is red jasper. And this one's funny because I only stock red jasper in our butt plug, and it has a sense of taking things in your own stride and helping your sense of purpose and confidence, which I think is really beautiful how it's in a butt plug version.
Absolutely.
And it's connected to the base chakra, so
Oh, the base chakra. Well, there you go. It's absolutely perfect. That's fabulous. Will you be making more of the ones in more variety of crystals?
I think for now, I'm going to stick to what we have, just as I don't want too much before the business grows. Yes. I find that I don't want it I want to grow with it because it's been my journey, you know, and the reason why I started, you know, the business was for my own growth and to help other women to help them. So I think we'll just do it slowly, but if anyone did want something specially made, I can always have it.
Fabulous. That's great, great. So let's talk about the eggs, because I have the eggs from you and I've never used them.
Okay.
So I love that. I mean, they're heavy. And I think I bought the small ones.
So we always give women the medium, so small, medium, large size, just because it's not a one size fits all situation. And yeah. So I can tell you more about like which size to use if you want.
Well, what are they for?
You can start there.
Yes.
So Yoni eggs, again, are semi-precious or precious stone, and they're intended to be placed in the Yoni. So it's a practice that goes back thousands of years. And for me personally, it's a practice about honoring the feminine and almost like, yes?
Whereabout in the Yoni?
All right, so you would just place the egg in your, so in your vaginal, in your vagina.
Okay.
Or, you know,
okay.
Like
vagina, into the vagina. Okay.
Into the vagina. Like really simple. The small one is very easy to place. Actually, most of them are really easy to place. And a lot of women actually like feeling that they're there. So also don't be frightened if you place it and you can't feel anything. That's okay as well. Your body will naturally start contracting around it. And yeah, but historically, so they were jade eggs, and they were used in ancient China to strengthen your sexual organs. And through that, working with sexual energy, it was to help preserve your youth and vitality, and almost like make sure that when the emperor's concubines made love to the emperor, that they could use and move that energy. So when they were learning how to control the contractions, so in the yoni or in the vagina, so controlling the contractions, they could almost control the emperor's excitement. So it's almost like through the contractions, yeah. And through this, they almost like ensured that the energy generated through lovemaking, that sexual energy that starts to flow, could almost hit higher centers. And then when they hit higher centers, the emperor could make better decisions for his kingdom, because it's coming from more of a divine place, that, you know, that divine knowledge coming in, which is really beautiful.
Wow.
But ultimately, they're there to strengthen your pelvic floor. And for those who don't know, the pelvic floor is a series of muscles in the shape of a hammer that hangs between the front and the back of the body. And it provides support to a number of important organs. And I find it really interesting because growing up, we always taught exercise, go to the gym, exercise, play a sport, but no one ever teaches us how to strengthen our pelvic muscles. And when we have stronger pelvic muscles, when we do engage in intercourse, you've taught your body on how to relax and how to contract. Your experience is way more pleasurable because then you've got that control over those muscles. You can decide and where you want to go. So Yoni eggs basically help you strengthen those muscles so that when you do engage in any sexual act, that one, you've got control over your body and you know what's happening. You've got an awareness to your yoni and your womb space. Because I think a lot of women, including myself, we disconnect from our wombs, we disconnect from our feminine centers, and we're not present. Quite difficult sometimes to be seen, to be witnessed. We witness so rawly, you know. So I think it helps. The practice of using the yoni egg really helps with that as well.
And how long do you keep them in for?
So it depends on you. I think innate listening to your body is very important, but anything from I would say 5 minutes to 30 minutes. Depends on how you do it as well. There are various different techniques. One of them would be inserting the egg and just lying down, your body will contract. Another one would be to consciously do Kegels around the ball, around the egg. I don't know, sometimes I'll put one in and I'll wash the dishes, you know? So it all just depends on you and how you're feeling in your body, and working with it will make you more conscious about that part of your body as well.
They come in a pair of 2, am I right? 3. Are they, I can't remember, are they all attached?
So individual, so
yes.
3 individual, and then they have a string as well.
Yes.
And 1 to 2, you could remove the string and put them in. They're not going to get lost. I guarantee you there's nowhere to go. They're not going to get lost. But having the string just makes it easier to pull them out. You know, it's just that little bit of security that our mind needs, because sometimes I think we freeze up and then it's very hard for muscles or contract to release the egg. So I think it helps, and they come in 3, and yeah.
Would you ever use 3 at the same time?
I would not. I would say it's best to use 1 at a time. Yeah, just use 1 at a time. And most women, the medium egg is more ideal for them, because, as I said, so the golden rule with Yoni eggs. I'm reading this beautiful book by a lady named Lila Rasa, and she wrote a book called The Yoni Egg: Reveal and Release the Sacred Feminine Within. And she says, because like I'm all about like gaining more knowledge, I want to know more about any topic that I'm like talking about. And she said the rule of thumb is that if the egg stays inside of you, then you've got the right egg. If you put the small egg in and your body releases it, your pelvic muscles aren't strong enough to hold it. That's why the medium egg is more or less good for most women. The large egg, perhaps if you've had children and you really need to strengthen those muscles, but then you can always work down in size. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how old do you think you need to be to start using them?
I would say that with most things in life, when you're called to do it. And I know that sounds like a funny answer, but I always liken this to losing your virginity, because I feel like when you're not ready for something, it doesn't present itself.
Okay.
Because your reality, and you obviously draw things in. So I would say that I would say whatever age you're called to. I might have to just check on this again for you, but I think that maybe whatever age you're called to, because I don't think it's going to enter your frequency or your realm or even discussion around you if it's not something that you've thought about and you're ready for. I don't want to cap it at an age, because it doesn't matter if you're 60 or 16, you know, if you're ready for it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So these sound really awesome, and I love the idea around the crystals and the energy that crystals hold and the healing energy that they hold. So we are actually, we're in kind of partnership, should I say, or with
partnership, anything.
Yes. With you, with Lila Rasa, because we love this product so much, totally me. And so we are running a competition, and we're promoting the product on our page. And I think the winner will be announced, I think, on the 8th of July. But if you are interested in finding out more about Lila Rasa, please go onto Instagram page, Lila Rasa. Is it at Lila Rasa, right?
Rasa.
Sorry, say again.
So at your, like YOUR, Lila Rasa.
Great. And check out all the products there. And shipping is really, really quick. I know myself from my own personal experience, very, very quick. Just a word of advice. If you're traveling with your Yoni wand, don't drop your bag because it is like glass and it will break. And yeah, that was a real pity with me. But it's a great tool to travel with because you don't have to worry about batteries going flat and things like that. So I just love your product. So in your packaging, do you give direct instructions how to clean the crystals?
Not in our packaging, but it's on our Instagram. But I think in the future I will make it a little bit more clear. I think I'll do a couple more reels or something about it just to educate a little bit further. Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like our viewers to know about the wands or any of the products?
Yeah, I think I just want to bring up that we did do a special order of vaginal dilators.
Yes.
So I think it's really beautiful in the sense that when I was having this discussion with a client, she was saying there are so many dilators that are either too expensive or they're silicone or they're uncomfortable or they're weird plastic material. And we thought about creating something that crystal works with that frequency to assist. And yeah, so I don't know if any of your listeners might be interested in that, but we do have one set. So if anyone has that need, we do also have that.
Yes. And dilators, a lot of women use dilators when they are suffering from vaginismus, which is painful intercourse, because the pelvic floor, as you were talking about, involuntarily just freezes up. It goes into spasm, either at the thought of intercourse or as intercourse is about to happen. And so what the dilators do is there's a process on how to use them, but slowly but surely you go from the very small size and you insert them daily for a certain amount of time so that the vagina starts to feel comfortable with the different sizes, and you go up in size until you go to what is termed normal size penis, and then the vagina is supposed to get ready to receive get more comfortable without anxiety receiving the penis. So I love that. That is so awesome. Is that on your website as well? I mean, your Instagram?
Not yet, because it's a very new development. So I've actually just been talking to people about it and just having a bit of a discussion around it before I put it on. It will be something that will be special ordered. So I'll only make it according to the orders that we receive. Yeah. So I'll pop it on the website maybe in half a month or a month from now. Just still doing a little bit of market research and educating myself a little bit further in the subject.
Brilliant. Well, I absolutely love your product, and beautiful for gifts, beautiful for yourselves. As I say, quick delivery, and I love dealing with you. I love dealing with your gentle energy, and everyone gets a little personalized note from you, and it's so special. So Aylene, thank you so much for taking the time in your evening to join us on Totally Not Taboo. And I just look forward to more and more partnering with you and allowing more awareness for women around the pleasure, the journey towards self-pleasure through using this product.
It's so beautiful working with you as well. And I'm so grateful that you've come into my life, because I find that every time I engage with you, I learn so much more, and not only education-wise, but from a personal standpoint as well. So it's just been such a pleasure. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. And likewise, thank you. Have a beautiful evening, and I look forward to catching up with you again. And learner lovers, catch us next episode on Totally Not Taboo, where we're going to be discussing another saucy, exciting topic.